Hello, I'm Stephen Cooley and welcome to the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. I'm very excited to have Michael Wallace on today's show. Michael is Director of Piedmont Medical Center's EMS, and I know that's a new position for you and you're new to town. So Michael, tell folks a little bit about you.
Well, I came here from Franklin, Tennessee, where I've been for the last many years, but originally hail from Western Kentucky. Don't hold any of that against me.
Right.
Thrilled to be here in South Carolina and love the community. I'm the director of the Emergency Medical Services, which is the pre-hospital component that Piedmont Medical Center provides to the community. In other words, the ambulance service that Piedmont provides to all of York County.
And it's my understanding that we're very fortunate here in York County because those systems have to be subsidized, and in other cities around us, taxpayers subsidize that program. But here, Piedmont Medical Center picks up that.
That is correct. That's a very unique and unusual feature for this community that we should be blessed to have. Normally, the county government and the taxpayers, by consequence, have to subsidize emergency medical services. It's a very capital-intensive service to provide, right. But Piedmont provides that service with no subsidy to the community.
Well, as a taxpayer here, I really appreciate them doing that. Tell folks, okay, so when you call 911 here, your department comes out to the home.
That's correct.
Okay. When should someone call if they're having an emergency, when should they call 911 versus getting in the car and just driving to the emergency room? That's always a question I've wondered.
Well, it's a great question too, because over the last 30 or 40 years, basic ambulance service has evolved to an entirely different animal, and we really do provide critical care services in your living room. So where traditionally we were thought of as just a fast means to get to the hospital, that dynamic has completely changed now, and we really focus on providing immediate critical care to any type of emergency situation and getting those things started before you ever can get to the hospital. The outcomes are much better.
Right. So if I'm at home and I have an emergency and I'm contemplating driving or calling 911, how should I make that quick decision?
When in doubt, call 911.
Okay, good.
We would never want anyone to hesitate. That's what we're here for, and we're glad to provide that service. It's much better to err on the side of caution.
Okay, and I guess also whether you had a driver, because someone with an emergency probably shouldn't be behind the wheel because that puts the rest of us at risk too, correct?
That's correct. You don't want to rush in your car to the hospital. And on top of that, we know from national level research that the outcomes of patients that are having serious emergencies, heart attacks, strokes, you can go down the list. Their outcomes are by far better when they access the 911 system than when they try to present themselves to the hospital on their own, because we're able to engage them quicker and start that critical care immediately in the field and transfer that information wirelessly to the hospital so that they can prepare for our arrival before we ever get there.
Absolutely, because the people coming out they're not drivers, they're very qualified people who can attend to your medical needs immediately.
That's correct. Every ambulance has at least one paramedic and an EMT on the ambulance at all times, and they're highly qualified to handle any situation.
That's great. Also, I know that in a lot of areas, everyone's housed in the hospital, and then it's based on how far you live from the hospital, how long it takes for them to get there. But we're unique also in a lot of stations, and people actually wheels on the road. So tell me a little bit about that.
That's correct. At any given time, we have a fleet of ambulances spread throughout York County. We use technology and resources to help us determine where the call volume is going to be. It's very predictive and reliable. And our system is dynamically deployed, so they do have multiple locations where they can set and prepare for the next emergency, but at the same time the system is so fast moving and changing that we're constantly moving the ambulances throughout the county to ensure rapid response.
Right. Well, it's a system that most of us don't think about, but if we live here all our lives, especially from birth to death, we're probably going to call that number and see you at some point in time. So it's a very valuable service to our area, and I know that besides that, you guys are very involved in the community, and I see you out there all the time volunteering and being involved in the community, and we really appreciate that too. So thank you, Michael, and thank you, Piedmont Medical Center, for providing that services with no charge to the taxpayers. We really appreciate that.
Thank you. We're honored to do so.
Okay. We've got beautiful homes for sale in your market, so please stay tuned and we'll be right back. I hope you've enjoyed watching the Stephen Cooley Real Estate Show. If you're interested in advertising your business on the program, please give us a call at 803-326-2777 or send us an email at ask@makeitlocal.com. Join us next week for more discussions on real estate topics and help in finding your perfect home. Thanks for watching.